Initiating System 1. System 1 loaded.
The Gorecast is brought to you by American Horrors, the greatest uncut horror channel in the world. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all horror. As well as the Station of Decapitation Without Your Head.
America's longest running horror channel, www.withoutyourhead.com.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
What's up, Gorecasters? Welcome back here to the Gorecast on Thursday night for the ritualistic Gorecast group chat. Why are none of your Skype NDI windows on? I just noticed. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on here? Yeah, you should be over that screen. Right, so currently I've just been talking to myself because no one else is here. No, because if your NDI window isn't in, your audio isn't in. Oh, I just made me disappear as well. God dang. Okay. Yeah. All. Oh. Okay. It's okay. I see what's going on now. I think. Yes, I see what was going on now. Okie dokie. No, what actually happened was I've got new Wi-Fi and I didn't realize that the NDI was so dependent on the Wi-Fi, so I have to change. Okay, so if that's Carter down there, and Carter, oh yeah, no, your audio isn't. Okay, no, your audio isn't in yet. Okay, I need him in. Okay, Buzz, talk there for me. Nope. Okay. We're nearly there. We're nearly there, people. Sorry, new Wi-Fi issues. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. What's going on? I also and now my camera's flashing. Fan-fucking-tastic.
If there's a problem, it's all happening right now.
There we go. Everyone can be heard again. Okay, let's take that from the top. And 3, 2... do you know what? We'll just play the Gore Club logo again really quickly.
Many moons ago.
God damn it. I hit the wrong button. I don't even care anymore. What's up? It's Thursday. Fuck you, fucking computer, and your stupid fucking poxy GPU. Literally don't give a shit anymore. Could not give a...
Can you hear me now?
What's that, Captain? I don't couldn't give two flying diddly fucks right now. Christ on a bike.
Oh.
You know it's a group chat Thursday when I've already had a mental breakdown fucking 13 seconds into the fucking episode. Fucking hell.
Hi, everybody.
And I didn't call it.
Oh.
Just hello to Katie, and hello to Bree, and hello to Rochi, and hello to everyone else.
Hello,
who's
everyone.
watching.
Okay.
Bobby Sabful.
Yeah, I think so.
I got the vapors going on right now.
I'm calm. Okay. Anyway, as was discussed last week, we.
Hey, Johnny.
I definitely do have audio. Rochi.
I don't know, according to Rochi, you don't. Maybe you already fixed it. I don't know.
Rochi's just trying to fuck with my brain.
Oh, okay.
I think. I don't know. Not that I don't trust you, Rochi, but I don't trust you sometimes when it comes to things like this. If anyone else could corroborate I have no audio, that'd be great. Too soon. It was too soon. Okay, I was like, no, it's.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna say because I just listened to it. I heard you.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you're good.
Thanks. I was like,
He's got.
yeah. I was like, I'm looking at audio bars going on the screen when I'm talking, which is usually a really good indication that my audio is working. Anyway, as was discussed last week, Psycho Goreman came out recently, and we've been mad to see it. And it's some Mighty Morphin related kind of fantastical, gory horror action. So we put together a Mighty Morphin Monsters movie night for us here this week
with some
hearts.
It had some heart. It was very touching at some points.
Psycho Goreman.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, there was plenty of hearts getting ripped out and squeezed.
We'll get more into it when we're getting into the review. But I won't lie to you. I've never had a young girl make me want to punch and respect and high five and punch her again so many times during the course of one fucking movie.
Dude, no shit.
Am I the only one that thought she was awesome from the beginning?
Yes, you are. Yes.
Yeah. I thought she needed fucking medication in the beginning. Then
well, in fairness, it was discussed repeatedly how she definitely needed medication. Like that was mentioned.
What? She seemed perfectly fine
You're
to me.
fucking mental case, Giz. We've discussed this.
Giz, you may need medication too. We're just gonna say
I'm
that
on
right
medication.
Now. Okay. Well, maybe you should share some with the young lady because she was insane.
Oh yeah.
Won't be piddling.
She was a little bit sociopathic.
I don't know what to take, so I made it up. I won't lie to you. I was trying to go. I was trying to go into a sea shanty, and I was like, "What words can I rhyme really fucking quickly off the top of my head?" Piddling and riddling. That's where my brain went.
Okay.
Oh, this is
anyway to accompany the very Power Ranger-ish styled. I say Power Ranger-ish styled, but it's more musically infused Power Ranger massive plastic monster suit action.
Right.
Yeah, it's the monsters that are the kind of Power Ranger aspect here. Yes. It's not like there's a bunch of brightly colored fuckers leaping around the place asking to get kicked in the head.
No, except for in Bloodsuckers and Gantz, where there kind of is.
But you can also
brightly colored.
They're not multicolored.
But you can also see, like, when the monsters battle each other, a very kind of like Power Ranger. Power Rangers.
I get it.
Even that weird game of volleyball they play at the very start of the fucking movie is a literal homage to Power Rangers. Listen to this.
Volleyball.
I'm using volleyball in the loosest of fucking terms. The mud war ball thing they were playing at the very start of the movie. Crazy ball.
Ball.
There's a literal.
Play it. Oh my god,
there's as legal as is humanly possible to the Power Rangers theme tune playing during it, and they're doing all of the slow motion dives and everything. It's fucking astoundingly good. But anyway, we will get to that eventually. We also have Bloodsuckers from 2005, where a bunch of space people who go hunting vampires in space hunt vampires in space. That's that.
Accompanied with very bad music.
Accompanied with very bad, but also at times quite tolerable music, depending on what section of the movie you're in. It's a very confusing soundtrack, to say the least, but we'll get into that.
It really is.
I'll warn you before we get into it, because it's the first one on the list. It's bad. but it's also good. It's one of those ones.
Right.
You know what I mean? As Carter so lovingly says on a regular basis, I could throw this on at 3:00 in the morning and have a hoot of a time because I'll just be like, why did this happen? It makes no sense to me. But
you need to make that into a T-shirt, Carter. Just be like, I could throw this on at 3:00. It's a very long T-shirt, but
I'll always remember that. I'll always remember the episode where I had to explain to Carter that I was like, I don't know if that's the type of movie I could throw on at 3 a.m. and just clock off. Is the best compliment you can give us. And you're giving it 2 stars, but your overall review is telling me I can chuck this on and pay fuck all attention to it.
it's still better than it's good. It's good.
Hey,
So we got more than 2 words
dude,
out of it. So.
What that lacked in substance, it very much covered in clarity. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It was short. It was short. It was to the point. Anyway, we also have Gantz, which is a Japanese movie where people die, and once you die, you get brought to heaven's waiting room, where until they decide if you're dead or could be resurrected, they make you fight a load of demons. Aliens, demons, Buddhas, whatever. I was buying aliens until the Buddha statue, and I was like,
they're all grouped together.
The Buddhas.
It was in the statue.
No shit, really? I thought that was his brain talking.
Wasn't sure if you got it.
I got it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Somebody sniffy.
This isn't my first time to the Gantz rodeo, bucko. I don't mind telling you. All right.
Okay then.
I've seen the animes. I've read the comic books.
This has been an intro.
It has been an intro. Anyway, as is customary on every episode of the Gorecast, before we get into the movie reviews, we also have, I've been kind of fluffing as well, so I could figure out if the stream's going to go wacky and fuck up on me. Let's get it out of the way at the start, which it seems to be fine. So we'll chug on strong, as they say. As is customary, we tend to have news bits, which, it's a mysterious thing, because as is documented, I don't read the news bits. I just look at the pictures and I wait for the news so I can react live on air. But because of the stress of getting everything done, we haven't discussed the news bits at all. So, in the very secret code that I use with my crew, I shall decipher what's going on very quickly. Young girl, middle-aged woman, Jack Black.
Go with Jack Black first.
No, I'm telling you the way it's going. Young girl, middle-aged woman, Jack Black.
Right.
Although, if you would like, I can do ... Jack Black, middle-aged woman, young girl, if you're feeling that way inclined.
If you're feeling sassy.
Do you want to go in?
We'll just do it whatever. Just do it whatever way is handiest for you, and let me know which one I'm going with first.
You tell me before I hit a fucking button. Are we doing Jack Black first, or are we doing middle-aged woman's in the middle because she's a middle-aged woman? That's the way I work that out. Okay.
I like it. I like it.
Really curious about Jack Black.
I didn't say it was a complicated system. It's just a system.
Also fairly sure she Jack Black, please.
Okay, I'm aware she's not a middle-aged. Do you want to know my actual system? Jack Black's in his own thing because he's Jack Black. Middle-aged woman isn't a middle-aged woman, but she's more of a middle-aged woman than a young girl, so that's the way I put that in. Okay. I sound like fucking Lee Mack.
Cool.
You two don't know what I'm talking about, or maybe you do. I don't know.
No, but I'm laughing.
I don't know. I'm laughing at just a moment.
Jack Black's not middle-aged. What do you want about? I'm middle-aged and I'm younger than Jack Black.
We're laughing.
Okay. Anyway, why is the young girl still here? Jack Black. There we go. I'm assuming this is Goosebumps related, is it?
Okay. Your assumption would be 100% totally and utterly inaccurate. So here's the thing, gentlemen, because I'm not much of a video gamer, apart from the odd bit of Street Fighter where I get to knock the schnit out of people, or some old arcade stuff. But I take it the three of you are probably familiar with Borderlands.
I love Borderlands with all of my heart and passion.
I've heard of it.
Gizzles, you have experienced Borderlands. Numero dos. Okay.
I know. So anyway, my point is that firstly, it turns out Eli Roth is going to be adapted into a movie for Lionsgate.
No,
yep.
done.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Borderlands 2.
Done.
I'm dead.
That's all good.
0 fucks.
I've never seen one sentence turn so many people. And that
if you've ever played Borderlands, you will just know instantaneously that's not the director you want doing it.
Fuck no.
Okay.
I would give a 3-year-old child freedom before I gave that motherfucker freedom.
At least to get the fucking robot right. If you give a 3-year-old child the fucking run of the robot, it's the same thing.
Exactly.
Ratchet, whatever his name is. Yeah, fucking. Yep. Claptrap. That's it.
Would that be Claptrap?
Claptrap. Yeah.
So, guess who Jack Black is voicing?
Is he okay? I'm okay with
cool,
that.
But I don't give a fuck.
I'm okay with that. I'm just that's a good choice. But unfortunately, Eli Roth's going to shit it up, I think.
Do you want to know who the rest of the cast consists of?
It doesn't matter.
I won't. It does, because I won't lie to you. This casting could tell many things. I don't know.
Unfortunately, I feel what it's going to tell is the imminent rant warning that's about to appear over your head.
Okay, keep it going.
Because
whoa! We're frozen for a sec. Just give it a second. If it's going to be that big of a rant, we might as well wait till we're fucking rolling for it to happen.
I need to get my list. I need to get my listening
go on.
position.
I should probably sit back from the microphone. Go on.
Are we good?
I think so.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
We're not. We are. Or we're not. We are. Okay. Go on.
Have any of you seen The House with a Clock in its Walls?
Yes, that was a good one.
Okay. Well, it seems this is going to be a bit of a reunion of that, because it's going to have Cate Blanchett, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Kevin Hart in it, along with Jack Black, which is why it's the reunion with. And apparently Eli Roth directed that one, so.
Okay, that surprises me, actually. I didn't realize he directed that one.
Who's playing who?
It doesn't say.
Also, is it live action or?
Yes, I think it is, just based on the way that it's. Roth said, "I'm so excited to reunite with Jack, this time in the recording booth. Claptrap is the funniest character in the game, and Jack is perfect to bring him to the big screen." So I imagine if it's a robot being voiced by Jack Black with Jamie Lee Curtis, Cate Blanchett, and Kevin Hart being whatever team, then,
that's where I'm trying to figure out, because I could see, I guess, spots where they could be like vocal actors, but Kevin Hart and Jamie Lee Curtis, I can't really see them being physical. You know what I mean, Johnny?
His face just
right.
He does not look happy.
No,
he looks constipated.
Shut your ginger fucking face.
I mean, I guess they could be like.
I mean, they could give.
Now's not the time to fucking fuck with me, Bucko. My fuse is lit already. Sorry, hang on. But whatever bit of hope I had for this went out the window when you said live action. Who in the flying shit is Jamie Lee Curtis playing in a live action fucking Borderlands fucking movie?
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you think about it, in Borderlands, you meet people along the way that kind of like send you on to your next mission.
Yeah, who the fuck is Jamie Lee Curtis going to be?
I'm trying, dude.
I could see Cate Blanchett being your one that you play in the main games. You know, she's got like the fire powers and stuff like that. I can't remember her name now.
I could see Jamie Lee Curtis being like a sub character. I can't see her being like a main character.
Actually, hang on. Do you know your one? She runs the bar in Borderlands 2.
Oh.
Although she's pretty young and hot though in the game.
Okay, but not everything falls to like.
Or I've had some bad video game wanks that I shouldn't talk about.
But if I can find a spot for Jamie Lee Curtis, do I go exactly his character, or do I find a spot because she's like Jamie Lee Curtis? So, like, they could change bits. I'm still like, it's. I have really like zero hopes for most video game adaptions anyways. And then like Eli Roth, like I don't know. That's like, oh hey, look, I've got Jack Black and Jamie Lee Curtis, a gold brick. Let me shit all over it because Eli Roth, and that's cool. Like he's the fucking Michael Bay of horror. I'm sorry.
Okay. Should we move on to the next news
Yes.
bit? Okay.
Not or middle-aged woman.
Not middle-aged.
It's a middle-aged woman. Well, she's not a middle-aged woman, but she's more middle-aged than the young girl at the end of the fucking news bits. So that's why she went in the middle, because she's technically a middle-aged woman for purposes of this conversation. If you want the description again.
Okay. Do you remember, Johnny, that film we reviewed a while back called Blood Quantum with
Yes.
the zombie outbreak and the Native American compound?
That was good.
So one of the stars, one of the stars of that film, Ellie Maja Tailfeathers, is going to be starring in an upcoming, post-apocalyptic sci-fi, which is being executive produced by Taika Waititi, who was one of the guys behind Thor Ragnarok. Let's see. Set in the year 2043, when a military occupation controls disenfranchised cities in North America and children are property of the state, the female-driven dystopian story follows a woman who joins an underground band of vigilantes to infiltrate a children's academy and get her daughter back. The film is going to be called Night Raiders. It's a New Zealand co-production from. It's not to be confused with Night Flyers, which was the piss poor thing that I knew was going to fail ages ago. But anyway,
Support Ireland.
I was thinking of something else.
Sorry, it's just so many people. Kids, are you going to go out for that? No. Why? Because it's going to be shit. The Canadian-New Zealand co-production from writer-director Dennis Goulett is set to star, as I said, Ellie Maja Tailfeathers, along with Amanda Plummer, Brooklyn Letixer Hart, Alex Tarrant, Violet Nelson, and Gail Maurice. It was Deadline that broke the story, and they were saying that XYZ Films has bordered world sales, excluding Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. So, not sure when it's going to be coming out, but I think it's probably going to be going into production soon enough if they're doing casting for it.
Next.
Oh, wait. Heading to the EFM in Berlin. Sorry, it's already... Sorry, my bad. It's already done. It's going to a film festival in Berlin.
That's in Germany.
Yes, that's why I proclaimed Wunderbar.
Yes. Okay, so the next bit of news might actually uplift those gaming spirits that I accidentally crushed, like childhood dreams earlier. Well, if you're looking at the picture of the little girl, yes? Okay, so that actress is, where is it? No, I had it a second ago.
I already know what this is.
Bella Ramsey. There we go. Okay. I have that, dude. So that actress is Bella Ramsey. She was last seen in Game of Thrones playing Lyanna Mormont, who was like this cool, badass little 10-year-old that went up and killed an undead giant and was awesome. She is going to be playing, let me see now, Ellie, who is a 14-year-old teenager whose story might seem very, very familiar to a few of you, because she's going to be joined by a man named Joel, who is a hardened survivor. It is indeed.
I have a quick question.
Wait
Buzz,
for it.
you said you recognized her?
from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, from Game of Thrones.
No,
Me?
Buzz, you said you recognized her?
I know the story because I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
Last of Us. Okay.
So, Last of Us, which is going to be, it's got Neil Druckmann,
one of the
who
most
was the,
widely regarded games of
creator-writer of it.
2018 and 2020, just to let you know.
Yeah, so Neil Druckmann is the guy who created the game. So he's also going to be writing series for HBO.
Oh, it's a series.
Ramsey is going to be...
Oh.
Yes. And Ramsey is going to be joined... Ramsey is going to be joined by fellow Game of Thrones cast member and current fucking badass Mandalorian Pedro Pascal as Joel.
Dude, did you hear about old girl getting fired from the Mandalorian?
Yes, I did, because apparently Disney decided, stop talking, you're making us look bad, go away now.
Yeah. I thought she was rocking it. I'm kind of a little bit depressed.
I don't know. I saw somewhere else that, like, I don't know if it's because of that, but fucking your man John Favreau is going to screw this.
But also pensive because you mentioned the words HBO and TV series, and I feel this has the potential to go very Walking Dead.
Okay, well, look, for those unfamiliar with the story, which, let's face it, not everyone's played the games, including me. The series takes place 20 years after modern civilization has been destroyed. Joel, played by Pedro Pascal, is a hardened survivor, is hired to smuggle Ellie, played by Ramsey, a 14-year-old girl, out of an oppressive quarantine zone. What starts as a small job soon becomes a brutal, heartbreaking journey as they both must traverse across the US and depend on each other for survival. Now, it's since there's a few games, it's expected that the first season will be an adaptation of the first game. Oh, okay, fair enough. Craig Mazin, who worked on Chernobyl, is developing the series for HBO, and he'll be working with Druckmann to write and executive produce the small screen adaptation.
I liked Chernobyl, and then I didn't.
Right. I know what you mean. Like it. But I don't know.
It started hard and then kind of faded out in the middle a little bit.
But I have more hopes for a series than I do, say, a movie. Because in a movie, they want to try to cram in 6 comic books or movies, whatever, or video games. Whereas the series, they're able to kind of work through a couple more things. So a series may be better
wasn't
than,
Chernobyl a series? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're thinking of Chernobyl Diaries.
No, Chernobyl was a...
Oh, thank you. Shit.
It's like a mini-series or something, 6 or 8 episodes.
See.
Yeah, no, I was thinking Diaries. My bad.
Yeah, Last of Us is a good game. I
wonder if they'll dress up like the Mandalorian.
I just hope they just don't go... There's plenty of heartbreak and heartache and storyline you can do while still keeping the TV show interesting. Because I swear to God, if Joel ends up farming for fucking a season and a half, I am fucking out. I am fucking out.
Look at it on the bright side. The guy that made the game is writing the series.
That way.
I mean,
didn't Kirkman have a hand in, or not Kirkman?
Still have so many, you still have everybody up on the hill trying to get in there and go, that should be red, that should be up, even though you created it and you're in the mix.
Hopefully the creator will be like, yes, it could be red and it could be up, except that I wrote and directed the game, so it's blue and it's very much down. Okay? Okay. Okay?
I just, unfortunately, we've seen, what was that, American Gods is, gone fucking left and right because of that shit. You know, you had so many people trying to get involved, even though so-and-so created it. It just, I still have hopes better for a series than I do a movie, though. So I'm looking forward to this over... I'm not even fucking saying the name. Just, I'm looking forward to this one. Roth.
I'm sure we'll be talking about...
He's talking about Borderlands.
Just had to put
pensively waiting.
Didn't you?
See, now I'm really glad that I insisted that we do it this way, just so that I could end things with a more uplifting spirit for you, rather than having you all...
Pensively waiting.
Okay.
It could be good. It could be shit. Although I do feel Jack Black's Claptrap could, at least make it, even if it's god awful, relatively tolerable. Do you know what I mean?
Oh no! Like I said, dude, he's good. I only saw the picture, so I was like, oh, cool, Jack Black's got some new shit.
Although he's in Borderlands. I won't lie to you. Now that I think about it, Kevin Hart would have been a way better Claptrap.
I like Kevin Hart. He used to be funny, but I feel like
that's the worst backhanded compliment ever.
He used to be funny. That's great.
I like him. He used to be entertaining.
You were good.
Sounds like you really like him.
Now that I hear that out loud, that is kind of my bad.
Kevin Hart felt that wherever he's at.
I feel like Jack Black is able to hold on to his comedy. Kevin Hart, we talked about, it was not his same level of Kevin Hart stand-up.
Yeah, well, it was out of his living room, and he hasn't had to really experience a lot of shit over the last 18 months. Do you know what I mean? He was kind of what do I write about? Been stuck in my house with my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, Jack Black just kind of has a little bit more range than, say, Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is, I'm 4 feet tall and I'm...
I just feel Kevin Hart with a robot synthesizer on him is claptrap.
See.
But you look at Jumanji, and I think like Jack Black was funnier than, say, Kevin Hart.
Yeah, he was. Because Jack Black was a gorgeous girl in Jack Black's body. Which instantaneously leads to funny haha, because it's Jack Black being a lady.
But it also fit Kevin Hart because it kept him in his like same 3 comfort zones. I'm short. I'm this. I'm that. Like
he did get punched off of a
you look
tree
at a
by
lot
the
of
rock, though.
Let's just say that Carter's not a fan of Jack Black. Or not Jack Black.
I
but
think you'll find the statement you said there
Kevin
is
Hart.
completely incorrect, and you'll find it's actually quite to the contrary.
Right. I like Kevin Hart. Thank you. He used to
I
be
like him, except everything he's in.
No, dude, I dig the shit that he's in. I just think that fucking Black just has more range. Like he's just a better comedian and shit.
Will we?
Or comedic range.
Will we move on to some movies?
Let's see.
I mean, I guess if you want to talk about space vampires, we could.
Hey, look.
Who doesn't want to talk about spaceman pirates?
Right.
We could keep talking about Borderlands.
Hey, man. Yeah, we could very well. Don't push the boat. I'm quite happy to talk about Borderlands. There's 3 movies or 3 games. There's possible storylines to draw from that I don't mind getting into. Do you know what I mean?
You thought you were being funny, but that's a trap, dude.
I am always funny, just to let you know. I don't think I am. Therefore, we are. I don't know. I don't know where that's going.
You could have had that. That could have worked.
Sorry.
I think, therefore, we are.
I would say, like, if we're going to talk about space vampires, at least we get to talk about Michael Ironside, because holy fuck.
And also,
right?
Look, come here. Okay, not in the same level as Sharknado, but there's a lot of. Do you know what I mean? This movie's
Sharknado.
Yeah. There's a lot of. This is so crap. It's good. There's a lot of like I won't lie to you. You could have made a drinking game out of when they inappropriately used the love song as sad music as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Are they fucking or are they crying? I don't know anymore. You've led me to believe that this music is going either one.
That's not the kind of music that usually happens during those scenes.
In the movies you watch, kids, but you'll find that it's quite typically the sex scene music.
99.9% of the rest of
the sex scene music in normal cinema doesn't start with a whole bow
and a pizza delivery man.
Actually, I was referring to the crying
except for
that
one blaxploitation movie that was scored by Jimi Hendrix.
Ooh, I like it. This was also the movie we did the group watch for last night.
Yeah.
That was a blast.
And we all had a hell of a time. Well, I won't lie to you, Johnny fell asleep.
I was going to say, Johnny had a little bit of a good time until he disappeared. I'm like, I don't hear Johnny. I don't see Johnny talking. He must have fell asleep.
I had such a good time. I was like a birthday girl who partied too hard, too fast. All of my friends had a great time for the night while I was just passed out on the couch.
Yeah, see, and I was the not cool kid. I was the poor bastard. Like, I get to go to a party, and then like woke up after it. So I was like, "Is anybody in the chat?" Nope. Okay, well, gonna go back to my couch now. All right.
You should have just read. You should have read back through the chat. There was some fucking gold in there. It was a
funny,
great.
But like,
yeah, it was a funny night.
No. It was. I was like, oh, that was a good joke. That was.
I wouldn't mind doing that as like another like night thing. Is just like picking just terrible movies. Just MST3K shit out
only
of it.
if we can do it where I superimpose us in front of it and we actually do it like Mystery Science Theater.
That's fine.
Because we can have 2 or 3 of us with mics on while the movie's on. I would love that.
With that.
That would be fun.
Because like I think one of the guys in there said that like this is like kind of like Mystery Science Theater 2000 from the 90s. I'm like, dude, I grew up on that show.
Yeah.
That is a very big influence in my comedy styles.
What in the shit is going on?
What the? Are you about to strangle yourself live on air? Because that'd be hilarious.
And the best part is, he's like, I got these new Bluetooth headphones, so I don't strangle myself. So nope, he'll just find something else to strangle himself with.
Yeah, I don't know. This thing just decided, it was like, I'm going all to the right side. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, I'll just pull this out really quickly and life will be fine. And I was like, oh, that's not working. And if anything, it's just constricting my breathing.
Nope, life is not fine.
Hey, plenty of famous people have died of autoerotic asphyxiation. No one's ever done it live on fucking air. This guy.
All right,
Yeah.
David Carradine.
Oh, that got
He
sad
could chop
real
through.
quick.
He could chop through bricks, but not through rope.
Much like the music in this film at times.
Yeah. Anyway, the movie we are talking about is.
I'm looking at
the movie.
I don't remember.
The movie we are talking about is Blood.
It had both
The movie we are
Eloise
talking
brothers
about. For the love of fuck, will you let me do the intro?
Intro, fine. Me and Giz will talk later as always. Whatever.
I just want one sentence really quickly, and then we can. If we just get this one sentence out of the way, then literally everything after it's so applicable it's not even funny. Anyway, the movie we're talking about, because we never introed the movie, is Bloodsuckers from 2005. That's got some moderately famous people in it and Michael Ironside.
No.
There we go. We can get deep into the plot if you want, but it won't take. It won't.
not even
It will not take long.
I'm not worried about the plot. I don't remember Kevin Nash.
Kevin
being
Nash is in that movie.
What? Oh,
Where?
so was the guitarist. So was the guitarist from Limp Bizkit.
I've got Tommy
That was
Dreamer.
another joke that we were talking about last night.
You were looking at a completely wrong film, dude.
No, I wasn't.
No, character.
At the end-
Character is looking at a completely wrong film.
Again, I'm going off Google because it's got like the 5 main cast members: Michael Ironside, AJ Cook, and I'm like, okay, DeLuise, yep, okay, and then like it's got like another page where I scroll down. I'm like, Kevin Nash,
Hey,
Tom
Google.
Sizemore. Did I blink?
Bloodsuckers 2005 IMDb page. We're just gonna fucking sort this shit.
See,
I'm looking at the Wikipedia page right here. It's
Wikipedia
right in front
lies,
of me.
as I've explained on multiple occasions.
Who would bother lying about this thing?
Dude,
I am not on.
there's people that literally their
Wikipedia.
entire
I just
weekends are just spent going, what articles can I pizzazz up a little bit on fucking Wikipedia?
And it's one of those movies where no one gives a shit, where they're like, I'll buy it. Yeah, he was right.
Although, in Giz's defense,
Yeah, Kevin
in
Nash,
Giz's
that one
defense, why
scene.
Kevin Nash?
Because it was like,
Yeah,
Dude,
he powerbombed somebody. I think it was
Dude,
Goldberg. This is
I'm looking at, like-
1998.
I'm looking at like a couple of the Soprano people, and I'm like, okay, that motherfucker was not in the movie. Like, what the?
I think
fuck
it's
is
just
this
giving you a list of various random actors because it figures the film has various random actors in it as well.
I will guess. Like, I googled Bloodsuckers, and I'm looking at Blood Circus 2005, and like I
I'm
said,
not
the
getting.
legit.
IMDb doesn't appear to be putting the Nash on it.
Well, and there's my bad. I didn't go to IMDb. Like, I just straight googled it, and I'm on like whatever Google.
It's
brought
okay.
up.
This little side thing is more entertaining than the movie, so it's okay.
Hey Google,
I'm just like, so you got like 12 people
was
right,
Kevin
but
Nash
then like
in
added.
Bloodsuckers 2005? Here we go.
Basically, to sum up this film,
Space
the
vampires.
TV series Andromeda. The TV series Andromeda was wrapping up, so a bunch of people decided, you know what, we can get our hands on all this really cool resources like the bridge of the Eureka Maru, and they're not quite finished CGI
Just
stuff.
before Giz
What?
carries on, I just feel I should prefix what you're saying with this is Giz fantasy booking what's actually fucking possibly happened behind scene.
More than likely, it's the bridge of the Eureka Maru. The CGI.
I'm not gonna lie, I saw it, dude.
The CGI that they use is the exact same as the CGI for Andromeda, except without the polish that they actually use. The design of the ships, a lot of the stuff, very similar. The way the effects work,
except somehow
the fact that
Andromeda looks better.
Yeah, because Andromeda has a full fucking budget, and this is lads getting their hands on the surplus stuff because they decided to make a quick film for sci-fi in the same place in Canada, in fucking Vancouver.
Yes, that is sloppy seconds. No, so what I was saying was, at the end, when the homeboy turns into a vampire guy, was he the previous captain?
He was very much the previous captain, yeah.
He had like the black eyes and like the white face paint and the hair is all spiked up. He looked like Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit.
Do you know what I found strange about that was the inconsistency of what the vampire race looked like.
Because there was supposed to be various different types.
Yeah, I know there's various different types, but it was kind of like
the leather faces and the Voorhees.
Well, the leather faces they seem to just look like the other vampires, but with other people's faces on.
And then there was weird talking slug vampire things.
Weird talking slug vampires. I liked that scene. That was pretty good.
You know, the sign of a good B-grade fucking film is when you can like redirect with one sentence. God, why do you all look different? Well, ... There's so many unknown races of vampires out in space. That just kind of cleared up any issue. Why it's like a 2 foot, right? Like they cleared up the 2 foot victim or 2 foot vampire to like the 3-headed. It didn't matter.
Budgetary constraints explained. Thank you very much. Totally explains why
ourselves a movie.
Totally explains why we can only afford to make Michael Ironside and Joe Landau look like proper vampires. Sorted.
Right.
Good shit.
And then they went to the garbage pail of a music store to get the songs for this.
Oh, everybody's fucking high school band was on this fucking soundtrack. I don't mind telling you.
The Papa Roach knockoff.
The Papa Roach knockoffs. The fucking guys who call themselves Cobb instead of Corn. Whoever you got. Whoever you fucking got.
What stuff did we have in the
Corn?
What stuff did we have in the bargain bin after we were done using all the stuff that's actually usable in proper TV shows? All of this. Okay, that's really
Who were those guys?
Who
were those guys that did that song about butterflies and then Red Hot Chili Peppers sued the ass out of them? We could definitely get some of their Crazy Town. We can definitely get some of their back catalog or something.
Crazy Town. Come, baby. Oh God, I hated it. Oh God, it made me.
They own that whole album. No. We're not looking for that album. That album's too good. We're looking for like. Did you ever do any high school gigs? If we could get like some of the recordings from your high school gigs, that'd be great. Just that kind of like raw energy is what I'm looking for.
It's not consistently the same type of music through the whole movie.
No.
We have one scene with fake Papa Roach. Next scene we have like fake like Sinead O'Connor music from the 1990s.
Right. So, and this isn't something that I like mulled through my head for ages while watching the movie, because during the brief period I was awake for the group watch, Buzz will testify that I was like, within 10 minutes of the movie, I was like, this is just Firefly with vampires. And the soundtrack kind of added to that, as in, like what you were saying about Andromeda to a certain degree, this really sounded like some of the Buffy soundtrack from the very, very early first season. Do you know what I mean? And it was kind of like, okay, we have miscellaneous love song. We've got a little bit of fucking new metal because that's what the kids are getting down with these days. That's what it is, do you know? I'm on a spaceship. Fucking vampires in spaceship.
But the shitty thing is,
putting off your head and wearing your face.
I've been like, okay, it's not a bad song. Like, I kind of like it. But then, like, it's going to put it in the wrong spot of the film, and I'm like, I don't know if we're fucking fighting or going to blow shit up, but cool. Right? Close my eyes, listen to music.
Psycho Goreman is a way of life. Gamer Treasures were very correct. It's a good movie.
Yes, and
so anyway, we should probably try and describe in some sort of cohesive manner what actually happens. We got a bunch of space guys who go around hunting vampires. They're essentially mercs. You have this proper military organization, then there's these merc guys that they'll outsource and get them to do.
Yeah, they're
corporation.
Yeah. So they've got a new guy on who's been kicked out of the fucking military force for some undetermined reason. You never really get a full thingamajiggery do. Oh no, yeah, you do actually in the middle of the movie in a very hard film.
You got thrown under the bus by his CO.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted by the fucking psychic vampire fucking immediately after that. That threw me off. I forgot about that. Do you know what, man? I actually briefly before I get back to the story, I clocked out for I'm going to say about 0.5 of a second before that kicked in, and I was like, did they just recast the vampire chick and they'd already shot the sex scene with the other bird or something, or what was going on? I was lost for. I was lost for a minute.
I'm not gonna lie.
I won't lie to you. There was a couple of minutes. I was like, where did this blonde chick? Anyway.
That's what.
Anyway, they got.
No,
they got the new guy on board. He doesn't know how to kill vampires, so they explain the very, very complicated manner of killing vampires, which is you can shoot them up a lot, but you'll find that just staking them through their fucking chest is probably pretty much anything that anyone who's ever watched a movie during any of the periods of whatever time the vampires. Obvious shit, but this is obviously to fill us in on how the vampires in space work. Very similar to vampires on land, except that there's multiple versions of them. Although there's multiple versions of them in different movies
I just feel like if you're gonna take somebody on and he's all like, I don't know how to kill vampires. Hey, let's sit down, have a family dinner.
I said that in the group chat.
Fill in the fucking new kid before we're like nut deep in vampire and go, dude, you're doing it wrong. Like, I just felt like that was kind of a moment.
The guy is a trained military soldier, just not going up against vampires. It's not like he's a total nonce. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's actually he was an officer.
But it's just he doesn't know. He somehow can't get his head around the complexity of shove the big metal thing in their chest.
Well, I don't think it's quite that bad. I think it's also because the idea is there are different types. So they say, look, this type you got to do this type you got to do this, but universally speaking, you do this, and it tends to work.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Conversations to be had before there's an issue.
They hunt down some vampires. The captain dies in the process of all of this happening. That little lone ragtag guy who's new to the crew, he becomes the captain. Yep. I know he's technically the highest ranking officer, but it's kind of like, yeah, makes sense. The guy who has the least experience fighting vampires, we'll put the old captain badge on him temporarily. Can't see how that'd go wrong. Should be fine. All of the crew.
To be fair, the rest of the crew has your same attitude.
Totally. Bar the vampire chick, because he's nice to the vampire chick. I was funny you mentioned that. I was just going to say the crew fucking hate this guy. In fairness, in the defense of their gusto staying true, they didn't like him before he was the captain either. To be blatantly honest, they fucking pencil neck. Fuck, I don't like you. Fuck off.
Right.
Basically, yeah.
Well, but he was very by the book, and their captain had gotten them.
Been a ragtag bunch of vampire hunting misfits. Yeah. So they really don't like him. They despise him until he has a really heartfelt conversation with the Asian bird who's on his crew, and then everything's fine. And until he fucks the vampire chick, well, she thinks he fucks the vampire chick, but he doesn't actually fuck the vampire chick. She brain fucks him, so he thinks he's fucking his dead wife. How's that for your fucking ice cream bowl? Yeah. So
that fucks the Asian because now all of a sudden she's really pissed off.
She thinks he's humping vampires, so she gets humpy again. And then after another conversation where he basically tells her, "You need to get fucking laid," they're all fine again. As I said, in the defense of this movie, there's loads of conflict and there's loads of resolution. Do I agree with how quickly some of the resolutions have happened? Probably not, because I won't lie to you. Everyone seemed to get over hating him really quick. Like, it was kind of like, oh, you're not that bad. He's got potential. You were calling him a fucking jackass.
Yeah, there's 15 minutes left in the movie.
You haven't even
good.
changed your clothes since you called him a jackass, and you're literally telling him that he's like, he's got potential. Does he?
I think I named him Captain Asshole
because he was being a bit of
last night.
He was being a bit of a dick at the start of it. I don't mind telling you.
Yeah, that was my contribution.
Yeah, so they go hunting vampires. Michael Ironside's a vampire. That bit's very good because he's very good as a vampire. Especially watching him trying to talk around the big teeth in his face because I found that delightful.
Dude, this character, like, I found this one just as entertaining as what the fuck was that Molly Ringwald one where he was like mostly cyborg.
Pretty
Stop or my mom will shoot.
You're right. Cherry 2000.
Breakfast Club. 16 Candles. I'm just naming Molly Ringwald movies.
Could I get what is Breakfast Club for 500, please, Alex?
Yes.
No.
Well, you can't from Alex anymore. He's not around.
Yeah.
Trebek's moved on.
You didn't know that?
Oh my god. I didn't realize that.
Died in December-ish.
You can send his wife flowers if you want, but she might find it in slightly bad taste due to the fact he's been dead for quite some time now.
You know, like, I think I'm up on shit, and then I find out I'm not, all right? So, excuse me for catching up.
Turns out if you live on Jeopardy every day, it'll catch up with you.
I lost on Jeopardy. Okay.
I
don't know what's
we were
going on
talking about Bloodsuckers, and then we somehow got distracted by Alex Trebek.
Oh, okay.
Being dead. I wasn't expecting it to go into that thing. I thought I was just going to do my Jeopardy joke and just zoom on out of there. Yeah, so, vampires. Vampires in space. It's the easiest.
Vampires in space.
Vampires in space with a moderately acceptable new metal soundtrack, but with if you
questionable romance
not just
slash sadness music.
I won't lie to you, they used that at some very strange times. It was literally like filler music, but you had it initially queued up as if someone's going to hook up with somebody else, and then they keep using it just to fill in a bit of music. So I won't lie to you. At some stage during the movie, you will think he's going to hook up with pretty much everybody on the ship.
Somebody. That was the running gag in the group chat yesterday. I'm like, except for sex, and like,
except for
no.
Chain, you won't hook up with him, obviously, because Chain don't hook up with no blokes. No, I don't think he will.
You never know.
I won't lie.
And then I went over 3. Then
once I drew the Firefly comparison in my head, all of their actual names went out, and just their reassigned Firefly characters.
That's literally how I am with every movie we do, because I can forget people's name. I'm like, chick, dude,
right? Well,
guy.
Look, I will say this is a fun movie, and it doesn't in fairness, there's always something going on. Do you know what I mean? There's no like fucking long, drawn out scenes where they're just talking bullshit where you're like, oh my god, for a fact they're literally just trying to fill 15 minutes here to get it over the hour mark or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? There's always something going on. Is that something always good? No. Not really. Do the leather-faced vampires blatantly look like guys with paper face masks on it, or like they could be auditioning for Retribution if you happen to be a fan of the WWEs? Yeah. Yeah, I won't lie to you. Dude, there was before Churchill died, he literally the first vampire that went to attack him, I was like, it looks like Slapjack. It's like if Slapjack was auditioning for Oliver, that's what I got in my head.
Please, sir. I want some more.
Michael Ironside don't know what to talk about. It was Space Hunters.
But
Adventures into the Forbidden Zone.
Oh,
I was close. I said 16 Candles. That's about right.
Yeah. But Anthony Hudson, Peter Strauss.
It starts with an S.
All in all, though, as I said, this is especially if you got a couple of people around watching it with you, because you will have a hoot. This is one of these movies.
You could do a drinking game. How many times you think the guy's going to do it, and be like, you're drunk now.
And there's also the fact that this movie will, if you like kind of just riffing on movies and stuff like that, this movie will bring out your inner Mystery Science Theater host in you. You won't know you're doing it. The next thing you know, you're just running commentary through the movie. I was watching it on my own because I fell asleep
was
during the
very
group watch, and I was
tense.
still talking to myself the whole way through the fucking movie. I was like, what in the shit is going? Where did this blonde bitch come from?
Stupid fucker. Where is his sleep?
It brought out my inner Tom Servo. It was amazing.
Anyway, we're going to hit the trailer for Bloodsuckers. Then we're going to be back and we're going to give you a rating for it. And we'll have a secret surprise before we get into the next movie, which is Gantz, which is a much more higher quality film with a whole lot less humor. Because this is pretty fucking heavy.
Not really.
But so much
A lot
more
less
shit.
shitty music.
I thought Gantz was a good laugh.
I wasn't
So did I.
calling it a bad movie. I'm just saying that this is significantly more serious film than the first one, is what I'm trying to get at. The tones, the music, the setting, the general storyline, and the monsters that they face, the budget, the fucking outfits, everything, a whole lot more serious. Like, I wouldn't tell anyone go watch Gantz if you're looking for a chuckle, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Well, never mind.
What? I
so
feel like
confused.
he is saying you should watch Gantz if you're looking for a chuckle, if that's what I'm picking up.
Right. Like, I didn't really think it was, like, comical.
Right. While Giz ponders what he said, we're going to jump into the trailer for Bloodsuckers, and we'll be back where we're going to be watching Gantz from 2010. All right, catch you in a second.
They used to call space the final frontier. Now it's more like a trash heap. The second we strapped a nuke drive on a hunk of metal, we spread our seed all across the cosmos and slammed into a new reality.
Football coach used to say, the best defense is a kick-ass offense. Part of our job is to not separate.
Or the way of life.
Right, that was the trailer. Oh, we can put the old window back over this for a moment. That was the trailer for Bloodsuckers from 2005. As I said, it's a good, fun one to watch with your buds while drinking some buds. And then pondering your life because you're drinking bud, because it's just fizzy piss.
Right.
Miller.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
We're
Labatt.
stunning each other. Like,
At the risk of sounding like a millennial or something like that, I prefer some like IPA beer or something. I like the feeling of it actually coating my throat as it goes down. Opposed to just
down into my belly.
Miller just tastes like nicer flavored beer water than Bud tastes like. Heineken, we won't get into. We won't get into it at all. And any of the Polish,
let's face it, it's either Miller
any of the
or
Polish or
various
German
other.
beers are good. I can feel the beer. You know what I mean? Anyway, we are going to. Where is my box of magical creation gone? There it is. I've got it. Kapoof. Right.
You should have wrote the soundtrack.
Yeah, I'm glad they
Bloodsuckers.
picked what was the most predominant new metal tune that they had running through the whole movie, playing for the trailer, because that makes sense. So I was glad all of you lovely people out there got to experience that.
Smells like 2000
teen vampire space movie. Anyway, we're going to do, while I stick some things together with my face, you guys let me know what your ratings are. We got a star each to budget out, as is customary, because it's Thursday, so let me know what you got. Because it's this movie, I will allow quarter stars.
Thank you, because I was really stretching for the half.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I can't see anyone easily swinging half a star at this bitch. So we'll just
no, like legit. I like set it to
He's
the
gonna
table.
give it a full star.
Proper. Like here's half a fucking star. I dug it. It was.
I got worried for a second. I thought you were going full star on that one.
I'm not gonna lie.
God, no, dude.
I forgot there was 4 of us, so for a second I was going to go, I'll give it a star, thinking it was 2 each, and I was like, no, half a star.
Right, like I have like no issue giving it half star. It was shitty in so many different ways, but entertaining in so many different ways.
I just had a fucking gladiator moment there for the. Are you not entertained?
Right.
What more do you want from me?
This movie go.
Yeah, but it's Michael Ironside screaming it with the mouth full of fangs.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even better.
Right. I'm probably also going to go half a star. So we got 2 stars.
Ooh, I might have to go. Yeah. I was gonna go quarter, but that might mess up the fractions, so I'll just go.
Yeah,
half.
I'm definitely not doing the math on that one. That's Johnny. Because I was like, 1.5 quarter. That's Johnny. Fuck it.
It's 1 3/4 stars.
3/4.
It's okay. Johnny will do the math for you.
Good.
1 3/4 stars.
I own my.
I
own my lack of skill.
Star film.
You can just give it a half a star if you want. I don't mind. It's whatever tickles your pickle.
Whatever tickles my pickle. I'd probably go half star.
Half star. Okay, so 2 stars altogether.
2 stars.
Because I'm rolling and I don't have.
I thought it would.
Because I'm rolling and I don't have the trailer for the other movie going, and I was thinking about it during the ad break anyway, because we haven't done it in a while, and this might be a fun movie to do it with. Mystery.
Ooh, the Muppets.
Oh, whose Muppets are playing who in this movie?
Oh,
wait, hang on. Do you mean in Bloodsuckers?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I needed like lead. Oh man, I need like time.
Scooter is the officer.
Yeah. Okay, I'm done with that.
I'm
done with that. Gonzo's your man. That's Shane.
Jane, yeah.
Fuck. Somebody want to take mine because I don't remember any of the characters in the movie.
Miss Piggy's vampire bitch has to be done.
Really?
Okay.
I was going to go
think,
but okay.
think of
no.
Hippie chick. Hippie chick has to be the blonde hippie chick that's
wall.
tagged up with the vampires.
Yeah.
Miss Piggy doing the brain. Miss Piggy doing the brain fuck would be amazing.
My God. Oh. I want to say one of the men fucking filling in for Michael Ironside.
No, leave no.
Ironside.
You leave Michael Ironside as Michael Ironside.
All right.
He's the one human. Everybody else is Muppets.
Yeah, same.
What did you say, Giz?
Yeah. All the Muppet movies.
I was saying Dr. Teeth is Michael Ironside, but no, fair enough.
Well, you can if you want. I don't mind. I'm just saying customarily you'd keep who the famous person is, and I.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, because sure as hell.
Fucking Joe Lando will tell you that
like the most famous. Everybody else came up later, but he was definitely like the fucking most famous.
I'm gonna say Super Shredder is Kevin Nash character, even though he wasn't in it, but he was mentioned.
It's not my fault. Google me, all right? This is not part of.
Oh, you got Googled. Boom.
Oh,
that could be a comedy TV show in itself. You got Googled, Jimmy. Wait a minute, this isn't the pizza company I told. Oh, you got Googled. Boom. Oh.
Yeah, and that's true. I do need to stick to IMDb. I just get lazy.
It's just
steer me wrong.
That reminds me of the old coffee commercial where it's like, you were drinking coffee. No, we swapped it with such and such. There was that skit with Saturday Night Live where it was like Chris Farley, and they're like, whoa, no, we switched your coffee with such and such. He's like, you son of a bitch. Why? He starts killing everybody around him. It's like get put down with like a tranquilizer.
Oh,
man,
dude, I'll tell you what, dude. It actually bums me out when people bring up Chris Farley. I fucking miss that dude.
It is very sad.
Yeah, no shit.
At the very end, they're like, "How did you feel after all that?" He's like, "Angry."
He actually like
sad black eye.
I live in a van by the river.
Well, Lottie freaking da!
I'm going to stay with you now. You can't stay here. I'm going to stay with you now.
I'm tired of living in a van
down by the river.
This is just became a Chris Farley podcast.
Chris Farley's the fucking bomb.
Okay,
I'd love to do a Chris Farley episode when his anniversary comes up. I fucking love Chris Farley.
I wonder what could happen for it.
He's not in horror movies, so.
I know, that's what I'm saying. No, sadness.
We'll just have to deals. We'll just have to deals. Anyway, right. Next up, we have from 2010 and from Asia.
What happened to you? Hey, I've got some magic or some shit. Like, you had like some weird lead into something.
That was it because we'd forgotten to do it before. That was the surprise reminding
spot. Booking is always fun.
It's fun, not magical.
How dare you?
Getting my hopes up.
How dare you?
It was fun.
How dare you, sir?
What are we talking about now, Gantz? Like I was all
kick him out.
Fuck it.
I don't know where to go with this anymore.
I am offended.
Either, all right. Hopes up, hopes dropped, hopes up. I don't. Gantz, fuck it. People die. Aliens. It's not magical either, but still, you know.
What a riveting review.
Yeah. He's trying to make up for his. Yeah, it's good.
What a riveting review. Gantz, aliens, people die.
Death. It's not magical.
It's not magical either now that I come to think about it.
It's no goddamn magic at all.
That's what happens when you
put that in the back of the fucking box, bro.
I didn't see a goddamn anything.
That on the goddamn back of the DVD box. Not magical now that I think about it. Carter 2020.
You expecting magic? Well, get your hopes down.
Get your hopes down, because it's very much not magic.
Set low.
Okay. Yeah. I did Bloodsuckers, so someone take away Gantz.
I'll let one of you guys do it because it's you guys like it.
I thought you liked it as well, no?
Okay, so Gantz
I like primarily. I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
Gantz primarily follows Kei and Kato, who are in Japan. Kei is on his way to try and get a job. Kato is in a railway station. Some guy falls into a train. Kato runs down to get him out, spots Kei, who he went to school with, tries to get him to help. Kei's like, I don't know who you are, and then eventually helps him to get out and ends up falling in with him. Both lads end up getting a slap of a train.
I know what you're going to say. No. It looked like he pulled them in there. Is that what you're going to say?
No, it was the whole like, it was like, oh, he didn't like realize who he was. No, that motherfucker's like, Giz, help me. Oh, somebody
that's what I mean. That's what I said. He pretended to not know who he was. But anyway,
he really looked like he pulled him down to that train. I won't lie to you. I was kind of like, I don't know how you're not pulling him up.
Right.
Two lads get a slap of a train, wake up in an apartment surrounded by a bunch of other people. One guy looking very, very enigmatic and wearing some weird-ass looking leather suit underneath his normal street clothes.
And another guy who looks like he's straight out of Yakuza. No,
yeah, because he is.
No, I meant the video game Yakuza.
Oh, okay. Anyway, there's a great big giant black ball thingy in front of them, and before they have a chance to figure out much more else, a cute naked chick magically materializes in front of them. Haha, there is magic. Well, okay, it's science and like this cool molecular reintegration thingy.
I dug that part.
So it turns.
It was magic.
It turns out, It turns out eventually you kind of realize that each one of them, upon their death, was reconstituted by the Gantz unit and given a mission. That mission is to go hunt down aliens and kill them. Once you kill an alien, you get a point rating for how you performed, usually for killing the alien itself. If you get 100 points, you can either choose to have your memory wiped and be released, or you can bring back somebody that's previously died in the game. You find out very quickly a whole fucking mess of people have previously died in this game.
Turns out not everyone's adept at killing aliens. Who'd have thunk it?
Well, and there's 2 points.
Contrary to the bit that the one thing that bugged me about this movie is it's kind of like that gun they gave you is ridiculously effective. I'm finding it hard how people are dying so much. Like even Pam was screaming at the screen at one stage. She's like, "Why are you standing there? Shoot him in the fucking face!" You are literally 4 feet away from this thing, and it's looking you straight in the fucking head. Shoot it in the fucking face. I actually like to call that the bass drop gun, because you know the way you hear that, it's like,
yeah.
If that was a dubstep tune, boing.
That bitch. But it's also important to point out, like, when you get dumped in this room, there's no fucking like middleman that goes, "Oh, hey, Giz, welcome to the room."
There is a middleman. It's just that he's unconscious, so he hooked up to a breathing apparatus inside of the ball.
Which is why I was very confused for the first 15 minutes of the
He's the
film.
He is merely a battery.
Moment. Right. Yeah. But there's a lot of off-putting moments where when these people get dumped in the room, they may have like a couple of hours or a couple of minutes, and it's off to go fucking hunt aliens. Also pointing out that the aliens they're hunting, people outside of the black sphere see that world. Like, they don't see the aliens. They don't see the fights thereof. They only see the aftermath.
Yeah, just wrecked gaffs everywhere.
Right. So, like, when we fight in the underground parking garage and we are blowing shit up left and right, the next news article is like, "Oh, there's a weird gas main explosion." And then, like, it's more,
I think you'll find it's more.
I'm surprised I didn't say it was a weather balloon.
More of a Gantz main explosion.
Play on words.
What got me though is, like, I understand, like, you don't know what's going on, but in like, so like the first couple of people that get dropped off, they don't think about grabbing guns. That Gantz opens up and is like, "Dude,
we literally gave you a suitcase of weapons."
Grabs them. I understand.
Be fine.
Right, we're confused. I don't know what's going on. Like, after your first round, and Gantz opens up, "I'm gonna take this one." That was fucking big.
Also, I'm putting up my suit.
I'll just carry this with my teeth. Like, I feel like after that, you just figure out the gun. Nope, I'll take his too.
Also, Gantz isn't afraid to kill an old lady and a small child.
Yeah, like, it is like a, "Oh, hey, you're dead,
grandma."
Hey, at the risk of sounding like an
that
asshole.
kid annoyed me though, so he may have deserved
risk
it.
of sounding like an asshole.
Really? Like,
they had the option to take guns as well. They're the ones that decided to just fucking stand there, not trying to sound like a prick.
No,
that was
again,
another thing that my fiance said during the movie when the old lady hugs the child in as the robot's coming towards them, and she was like, "I'll protect you." She was, she literally went like, "Will you?" I think you'll find that that's not going to go well.
Go on,
it's expensive when, like, something you can't, like, when you can't wrap your head around something because it looks robotic. And it, like, its jaw opens and light starts coming out. "Hey, we're gonna move." Like, you don't just park. I don't know what's going on.
Because it takes a tad bit of time for that.
It could be just the way that I'm wired internally or something like that, right? And you can call me a sheep out there in the chat or whatever if you want, right? But if the big black glowing ball gives me weapons and said you're probably going to need them, I'm going to take the fucking gun. I'm just saying.
Now, I may not have noticed the suitcase because it was, like, towards the back, but the sides open. Handgun, like, fucking rifle.
And it didn't do it quietly. It was very loud when it opened.
Yeah.
So I feel like, oh, man, why are you offering me this? Must be fucking important. Like, I just feel like, you know, later on, we have soup. Holy shit. But I feel like this is kind of important if it's like a, hey.
To be fair, one of the, I think it was like the second group, by the time the lads arrived on, they were already kind of like, when the guns popped up, the lads, the newbies are kind of like, "Yeah, okay, we'll all take guns."
Well, and also,
The
Kato,
newbies took the guns
like,
because your man gave a
himself.
riveting speech about if you don't
Yeah.
take the guns, you're going to
Right.
get fucking
And
axed.
that's the thing is that they lacked and the first time it happens because nobody there said anything. Because there was
the
one
guy-
guy there.
Yeah, because the guy wanted his
Because he
fucking
had a
points.
plan.
I'm good.
No,
Right.
because the guy wanted to use the.
Yeah.
He said it himself.
Yeah,
The
he
aliens
wanted-
are most.
yeah.
The aliens are most vulnerable when they're going after humans. So
Right.
I'm going to use all of you as bait.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
then-
said. He just sits there pretty in his invisible suit. They all get in a fight with the monster, and the monster's not looking. Skadoosh! I get your points. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So,
High
you know,
five.
like later on, Kato is very like, whoa, okay, so some shit's about to go down. Grab a gun. If you can, the suitcase, but grab a gun. We got some shit going on, you know.
I know it looks
And
like
like
a
I
gimp
said, like,
suit, but it lets you get punt kicked by these monsters and you can still stand up.
Right.
And they even said they're like, I'm fine after that.
You know, and so like I still like even after Kato took over like trying to help the group, I still like the fact that you had that human nature. Where the fuck am I? Why are you four in a gimp suit? What's with all the
Well,
weaponry?
look,
Like,
in
so
the
I like
defensive,
that not
in the
everybody just
defensive, in the
automatically.
defense of human rationale and human nature, customarily, when you black out after something happening
Right.
and you wake up and there's 3 dudes in leather gimp suits standing in front of you,
It's right. Like it's a
either,
no.
either a very bad day or a
either
very
you've
good day, depending
partied
on your
way too
taste.
fucking hard or some shit.
Right. So we all get here differently. So I liked that we didn't just fall into the hunter nature. Like there was still kind of a human nature. Like no, you know what? Fuck it. Even that one motherfucker, he's like, no, we're all in a hospital coma. Really, bro? Like this is your go-to?
Yeah. Somebody's been watching a little
all
bit too
are-
much more 28 Days Later, boys. Sorry. There ain't no, you're going to wake up, you're going to go farm. Is that what's going to happen? No, bro. We're getting guns and shooting some monsters in the face.
And what was it? The priest. Don't listen to him. He's a liar. That's cool. If that's, I'm just going to let you know, grab a suitcase, grab a gun. If I'm the devil, whatever, bro. Like, I liked how there was still that mix. Like, they kept it new when each group came in.
Yeah.
Just say, oh, like this guy's talking, do whatever he fucking wants.
Do whatever he fucking wants.
Anyway, needless to say, the Gantz story is fun, it's fast-paced, and it is very, very violent in a over-the-top live-action manga kind of way.
Because it's based on
It's,
a very over-the-top live-action manga, or sorry, very over-the-top manga and anime.
Yeah.
Or wait, is the
both
anime? Wait,
this
is the
movie-
anime after the anime's after the live action?
I think it's
The anime was done.
Yeah.
The anime was. I think the anime was done before.
No, the anime is
films.
2016.
Yeah.
And this is 2010.
Oh shit.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I was thinking it was anime.
Well, I'll put it
and
this
live
way:
action.
we were doing Anna Nightmares in the last 4 or 5 years, and it was new out
Right.
on Netflix when we reviewed it.
Oh
Yeah,
shit,
but
you're
that
right.
doesn't necessarily mean anything because Netflix might have just gotten the rights to broadcast it.
Right.
Gantz, the CGI one came out in 2016.
Boosh.
But
The anime series.
Gantz-
Sorry.
exactly. Gantz-
I was unaware of the series.
The Gantz anime came out in, let's see, 04.
Oh.
Yeah.
26 episodes, divided into 2 seasons at 04. The series of 2 live-action films based on the manga were produced and released in January and April of 2011. A
Both
CGI
movies done
Very
back to back,
good.
basically.
a CGI film, Gantz O,
Yeah.
which we covered, was in
Very
2016.
good.
Oh, dude, and you know, it's so rare that I love like the anime, the CGI, and the live action. But this was one of those I was like, because like we talked about, the anime gives in a little bit more information than say the live action does, than the CGI does. But for me, like it just like I soaked it all in. I loved every different fucking version of it, and I was like,
I'll tell you what,
"More!"
before we move
Like
on,
it-
let's talk about some, because it is, seeing as we're having a Mighty Morphin monster movie night, and this is a movie that's absolutely riddled with fucking monsters in it. Let's talk about some monster fights, because there's some very unique looking monsters in this, I must say.
Oh,
my favorite was the last one with all the mini arms.
1,000-arm Buddha.
The 1,000-arm Buddha.
when they were in the museum.
I liked her because you got an actual bit of dialogue.
I liked it.
Yeah.
But like, I also
you kind of get.
It just felt like she disappeared.
Yeah, but you kind of the dialogue leads a lot to be desired as well, because you're like, this is making it out like these monsters are kind of getting a bit of a raw deal on the side of everything as well. Now that what's going on here?
And so like when you finally realize like, oh, there's this and this, they hit you with something else that just makes the fucking movie even fucking better. You thought you were just like being the good guy, hunting a bunch of bad shit down. It's like, whoa, bro, you started this. We'll finish it. Whoa!
Your friend blew up one of my fucking buds first. Nobody was doing diddly squat.
Right. Like, I went out for some fucking...
That was the direct dialogue.
Yeah, because that 1,000-arm Buddha renowned for using the phrase diddly squat.
To be fair, there was kind of a lead into something like that, considering that first outing, shall we say? You know, and the little incident.
Carter seems lost.
And even Kato's kind of like...
The movie's 11 years old. I feel okay doing it. Do you know when they nuke a guy's kid in front of his face, but the guy happens to be a mutant?
Okay, in defense, I did not realize old boy was standing behind us when they did that, though. Like, they thought he was the target.
Even still, Kato was kind of like, it's a kid.
No,
don't shoot him.
Dude, it had nothing to do with him being the target. It had to do with the fact that he had the balls to scrape the leg of the fucking Yakuza guy. Yakuza guy took a hell of a lot of offense to that, and then his fucking head.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, but was also told you'll win like...
I'm not disputing why the kid slashed his legs. I'm down with mutant boy. I'll put it that way. Mini Toxie. Yeah, you should totally have slashed the legs of...
I just, like, I don't know. When he blew the fucking snot, whatever that was, over, like, the five of us, kind of sort of asking for some fucking trouble down the road.
He's also talking about something about his
if you're holding a kid on your shoulder, and the kid kind of pukes down the back of your jumper or whatever, do you customarily pull out a firearm and blow its fucking face off?
Here's the thing.
Yes, I do.
Fine. So I'm like, oh, you're about to throw up eventually. I don't know when. Oh, look, you did. But they were told, hey, like fucking TV reality thing. So they did some TV reality, like, we've got him pinned.
I don't know. I think the little tyke just sneezed, to be honest.
No. You know what? Maybe, but he shouldn't have.
Well, we've learned a lesson valuable today, kids. Don't sneeze. Or some adult may blow your fucking face off.
You know what? In today's climate, that is
it's a lot more appropriate than I'd care to fucking admit, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Dude, he didn't even try to turn away. Like, he just like, oh, right in front of him. Like, who does that? Like, seriously.
In fairness, you're a little kid, right? You're getting chased down by 5 adults who corner you. You turn around and sneeze.
And, like, that probably pissed somebody off. You're right, bro.
If the thing you were intending to chase down's entire defensive mechanism is snot bubbles, I think blowing its fucking, like, melting its fucking face off is a bit of a...
Okay, if your only defense is snot bubbles, run faster, hide better. Like, if all I can do in defense is like, booka booka, I need to run faster, hide better.
We're learning a lot
I
about
shudder
each other
to think
tonight.
the military training your kid went through. You think I tell you that's going to save your life? You are fucking dead. You are dead. You are dead. You are dead. How does your 16th birthday go? My dad tased me and told me to nut the fuck up. Always be prepared.
Okay, half of that is true. No.
We need another kid. This one got sneezed on. Gone. In the bedroom right now. Gotta get us another kid there.
I feel it's
Happy birthday, baby.
I feel it is really, really important to say. I have never changed.
You know,
my
dude.
I'm glad you said that.
I won't lie to you, dude. Some crazy things have been said. Some crazy things have been said in this podcast over the fucking year and a bit that we've been doing it. Nothing's ever made me view someone differently. I'm kind of like, fuck, Carter, I gotta keep an eye out on him, man. He's got a bit of a fucking dark streak going on.
Carter's got his sneezing taser right next by.
No, same with Giz. I'm always prepared for the fact that Giz, if I get downwind of him the wrong way, could pounce. It's something that's always in the back of my. It's always in the back of my head.
I think you broke Giz. I think he needs a timeout.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you what. Best timeout we can take is we're going to hit the trailer for Gantz, and we're going to come back where we're going to be talking about what it can only be described as a fantastic piece of fucking horror cinema. We're going to be back with PG, Psycho Goreman.
People who should be dead are summoned by a black orb. A mission to eliminate aliens. There's no escape. Gantz, what are we fighting for?
自分が元の世界に戻りたいだけなんじゃないの？兄ちゃんはどこにも行かない。いなくならない。
黒野くんに何が起きてるんですか？
戦ってるんです。お前みんな連れて逃げろ。ケイちゃん下がれ！
There's no escape. Gantz.
We're back.
This episode.
Oh my god. Oh god. No, wait. Are we back? We're frozen up. Okay. Just give it 2 seconds.
I'm gonna say yes because I see us on the screen.
Yeah, I think we're moving and my mouse is frozen. I'm not exactly sure what's going. Oh yeah, there we go. We're back. God damn. If anything, that whole situation we were discussing before we went into the ad breaks only escalated. Has only escalated. Psycho Goreman. Right. So next movie up from last year.
Hang on.
Oh yeah. We have to do ratings. Is that what you were going to say, Gizzles? Is that what you were going to say, Gizzles? We need to do ratings.
Yeah,
all right, take it away. So things you brought it up.
Oh, in that case, unos Gora.
Cool.
I don't know what he said, but he held up one finger, so I support that.
It's one for me as well.
Oh, do I give it a 1 to give it a 4? Or do I
just have it in a different language?
I'm gonna give it a 1.
4-star movie.
Cool ass weird
4-star movie. And I feel a similar rating coming up next. Right, next up, we had been doing news bits about this, I'd say for about a year and a half, if not 2 years. And from the moment some brief trailer showed up at some film festival somewhere, sometime back in Dickety-O something, Giz and I were like, I want this fucking movie in my fucking face, and I want it now. And it turns out we were bloody right, because Psycho Goreman is a fucking treat. It's really good. Buzz, will you take us away on a synopsis for once? On the Thursdays.
Ooh, I'll try. I'm not very good on putting on the spot when it comes to synopsis.
It's why I think it'll work out incredibly well, because it'll be brief and hilarious.
There is little children who have weird games. They play some weird ball game where the loser gets buried. So they unbury something, and they find a little gem in there. And that releases Psycho Goreman. And he fucks people up. The little girl has the little gem thing, and he can't fuck her up because she's like, "Yo, bitch, you can't fuck me up. I got the
direct quote, by the way. That's not him paraphrasing.
This is exactly.
But
yeah, exactly. You can quote me on that one. The little girl is a little bitch throughout the whole movie, but Giz loves her. So,
if you want my exact opinions on her, I would say it started with, "Oh, I like her. She's mental. She's kind of annoying. Oh, I like that move. That was fucking sadistic." And I have to say, beyond a girl of your age, you're a little bit annoying again. I respect that decision. That's literally my entire.
She's the most active character.
Oh yeah, man! It is about her. Mimi. Like the movie's about Psycho Goreman's a byproduct of the rest of the Mimi movie.
Oh yeah, love, hate, respect, scare, fear, it just.
So pretty much, it becomes a fish out of water tale because Psycho Goreman, he's not from the a world, from USA, from any place on planet Earth, and. Yeah, he may be foreign. Some
might say an alien,
or an alien, one of those two. So you got a little, like I said, fish out of water tale. She's taking him shopping. He's got a cool little hat on. And he doesn't like the way.
I like the way that your description of his fish out of water tale is because he's an alien on planet Earth, not because he's an evil alien warlord that's getting bossed around by an 8-year-old girl.
That too. I just enjoyed the scene where they were walking down the street, all him as badass,
eating ice cream.
Uniform.
Hey, Halloween was in October, and he turns around.
He was playing the drums in the little music video that happened because that was a thing.
I enjoyed
that. Was awesome.
More than I probably should have, to be honest.
It was. That's how I felt too. I was like, "Yes, I need this." Like you said. Oh, there was that great scene where the dad was pooping, and Goreman was like,
"You need to find me."
I don't know where that is. It comes back,
and the fact that. It didn't just focus on the fact that two kids found an alien. We also have mom and dad going through some fucking marital issues.
Some marital issues. Dad's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Mom is much better.
I loved when his reaction to so obviously to bury one of the losers from Crazy Ball, you need to dig a fucking hole big enough to bury someone for after Crazy Ball with. I loved when the dad came out after the grounds exploded. He doesn't even give out to the kid. It's just like, that's an impressive hole, son. It's just kind of.
Yeah. First off,
that's impressive. Secondly, this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
And I'm going back inside. Fuck it. He just did not give a fuck.
And then they're like, Weevo, you just did clean it up. He's like, oh, my arm. And then he didn't do it. Then his arm literally
I think he did fuck up his arm,
in the
didn't
movie.
He whacked it with the shovel?
In the end.
I'm not sure. I thought he was putting it on as well, but then later on he does legitimately have an ouchie.
Yeah, he tried to high-five an alien mutant soldier. You fucking idiot.
That was the best part because after I don't know how far we're going into telling things.
We're keeping it loosey-goosey because it's only out fucking...
to be honest, I don't think we should go much more into detail apart from maybe a couple of funny bits that we might have seen referencing what
I
we
knew
thought
I
was good
liked
about
this movie. I used to be the big... That's a lie. I am still probably a fucking massive fan of the Power Rangers, and the opening scene of this
thank you.
Carter and I watched
didn't
this
want to be the
together,
only
and
one.
the opening scene of this was just Power Rangers-tastic. Like, I mean, as I said to you when we were talking off air, the music they used was as legally close to the Power Rangers theme tune as was humanly fucking possible. And the game of Crazy Ball, because Crazy Ball is remarkably like a Power Rangers fight. Not one of the monster fights, but one when they're fighting the putties. That kind of fight. Do you know what I mean? Outside of the fucking Bandai fucking explosions going off behind them, which we do get later on in the movie. Don't get me wrong. We get a whole lot of. This is great.
Oh yeah,
this is really good.
And like the reason we keep saying like fucking Power Ranger S, like if you've got the age bracket where you've seen at least an episode of
I'll put it this way: if Lord Zed or Rita Repulsa came down with that bunch of people when they came looking for fucking Psycho Goreman, would not have stuck out remotely.
Actually, I think that's why one of the people that came down is speaking Japanese as a reference to all of that.
I kind of felt like the one in white, the main bad guy girl.
The angel.
Yeah, like I felt like that was Rita?
Koldar. Oh, Rita.
Do you know what I found funny about that as well is that you described her as the bad guy, whereas technically,
exactly,
she's our bad guy.
You know, but if you've watched Power Rangers, just the way they talk, the way they move, it's like a huge fan of Power Rangers that wanted to make like a horror gore film. Like,
go Psycho Goreman. Go Psycho Goreman.
Like the one scene where he was like walking down the street and this kid just walked by and he was like, and they like explode.
Alien. Definitely a Power Rangers fan that wanted to do something like fucking horrific and pulled it off in such a fucked up fun
I am
way.
cutting that clip out of the podcast tomorrow, and they're getting tagged in that little fucking go Psycho Goreman. You know, if you come up with a sequel, I'm just saying it's a direction you could go with a theme tune. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It is kind of a bit of an open door, but then again, there's also a great big massive portal that got closed and the repercussions of that.
Okay, but like again,
that he went through was him just walking uptown, blowing up more shit. He's still there. There's plenty of adventures to be had.
Like, and as we've seen in like fucking Power Rangers, what are we on like now? Fucking 13
we won't even
or some shit.
Yo,
we can
as a fan of Power Rangers, we won't even discuss it.
Right. So I'm just saying, like, there's like the next big evil, a planet that wants to take over our planet.
But hang
Who
on,
knows?
there was a hierarchy of people that were ordering Angel Bitch to be down fucking being a general cunt to Psycho Goreman, because I won't lie to you, he might be evil, but he's fucking awesome. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like, so there's still like a way to write that in, and again, like as we've seen with Power Rangers, oh, thank God you guys are done. Hey, who wants keys to like Power Ranger cars? Like we found a way to kind of keep evolving. So like Game of Treasure said, Psycho Goreman 2, sign me up. I'd be all fucking over that shit, dude.
See.
Great. Now I've got this vision of Psycho Goreman in like a mecha. And someone else kind of pointing out, can't you make yourself big?
Okay.
Yeah, this is fun.
I was also rewatching Robot Chicken, and there was an episode where it was like Yogi Bear, and it turned into this like live action Power Ranger, Lucha Libre masked version of Power Rangers. And I was like, all I could think of is I'm watching this Psycho Goreman. If somebody just like explodes, once you see Goreman, like Power Rangers is wrapped around Goreman now.
Personally, my favorite part, I think, has to be the honorable death he gives each and every worthy foe, who at the end of the day is looking at him going, oh God, no, please, no, don't.
There's times where I wonder, depending on how his hunger levels are, what does it take to constitute as a valiant warrior's death? Do you know what I mean? You have fought valiantly in battle. I ran
And he
like
had
a
a
little
Snickers,
bitch, and I
somebody would have
only
just, like, gone off
exclusively hit
easy.
you while you were weakened. And you pretty much murdered me the minute you fucking came back at full strength. You fought a valiant battle, my friend. You should get to Warrior's death. Oh, Jesus.
No!
I love the way the little kid as well is just like, oh my God, this is amazing. And everyone else's reaction is just like,
yeah. The second time, they're like, you don't want to see this.
Dad, you're not going to do well with this. Move on.
They kept that the sibling thing. I like that they kept the sibling thing from the beginning because she was like, "Oh my God, look what I found," and her brother's like, "Put it back, put it back, put it back." And as the movie progresses, she's like, "Oh, I'm going to use this bitch now." Don't use this bitch now. Like, we kept that throughout the whole fucking movie. She's like, pussy.
The one real subtle thing that they did that I think really shows the respect level dynamic between, like, him and Mimi and how he views all of the rest of the humans on planet Earth is, like, he's this big warrior, overlord, warlord thing or whatever. Do you know what I mean? He knows Mimi's name off by heart, and he talks to Mimi with respect and everything like that. And all he ever does is refer to her brother as Mimi's brother. How are you? You have to know my name by now. We've literally been hanging out for 4 days.
The thing is, though, he knew the parents' name though. At the end.
Yeah. Brett, it has been good, Mimi, Mom,
whatever.
Tiny human,
brother. My favorite part was when we were in the most direst part of the movie. And they just break out into song.
Oh,
yeah. Psycho Goreman starts singing. I was like, yes! That's where the heart comes from.
Just when you think it cannot get any better, it fucking does. It goes left or right and goes into like a musical. It goes into like a fucking fight scene. Like, it just keeps getting fucking better. Like, this shit came out in 2020. Like, this is the end off that we fucking needed.
Yeah, man, it really made. I think the guys who did, I saw in the trailer, the guys who did The Void were kind of behind this as well. Oh God, excuse me, behind this as well, and the guys who did Mandy are all involved in this little. Yeah, I think this or LJ or RJL Films.
Oh yeah, it was
you're talking about the beginning. RLJE Films.
Look. It's a fun fucking movie. It's really good. And not so gory that you couldn't have your kid watch this with you as well.
Yeah, I was actually... Yes, right. I'll be honest. I was watching the film, and what stuck in my head was there isn't an awful lot of swearing. I think I can get away with showing this to my nephew.
Yeah, because they even go around it where they're like frig and like they don't even actually
I love
say...
how many. I also love how many nods to other horror movies are in it. Like that whole frig scene is exactly like Terminator 2 when fucking idiot is teaching the Terminator how to act cool.
Oh yeah,
and so much of it is monster gore, not necessarily people gore.
Yeah,
you're not ripping out hearts and like you're punching through it like a giant brain.
Except for the hobo people at the start. They get a bad dose.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
He did turn that one guy into wall ornaments.
Yep, nope, I completely forgot about the hobo.
But they were thieving bastards. I don't think they were hobos.
But not reluctant to say this would be a good kids horror movie.
Yeah, I think I can get away with it.
I would say, like, if you're trying to introduce something in a not Saw fucking, Hellraiser, like, this is a fun kind of like, oh, they like Power Rangers. Let's get them into
so
horror.
Much
like this is kind of
80s humor and Power Ranger-y style humor and that kind of thing in it that you nearly don't notice the bit of blood that's in it. And like they do a great, like the most grotesque thing is what happens ever is when people get a warrior's death, and you never really see that, but you don't need to because just the noises and what you do see is more than enough to go, oh Jesus, that's a.
And there's so much humor in it. Like Buzz brought up the whole fucking bathroom scene with the dad, or just the on again, off again craziness of the fucking dog.
You drive for 45 minutes outside of town and you take the third right on Missouri Lane.
Like, the one other part when he said that to the humor is where they bring him the magazines and he looks at that one that's got that like dude, like all ripped and stuff like that, is like, I don't need a male model or something. It's like, or do I?
Right. There's so much weird shit that, like, I don't know. You're entertained even in a scene that nothing's going on in because of what's
there's
going on
such
in it.
a fantastic chemistry between everyone on set. Like it's great.
Yeah.
I genuinely like. We'll do a rating system. We're going to jump into the trailer soon, and we will do our ratings afterwards. But I'm sure you can assume what it's going to be.
It's one of those things where it's, you know, the people who made it know what it is. They don't try to be something and put it out as something serious, but then it's like, oh, that was terrible. Like, they know that this movie is 90 minutes or however long of just balls to the wall craziness.
100%.
But I also have to think that, like, this was a kind of cared for project. This wasn't like some bullshit, like, hey, let's do this was a slowly thought out, like, you look at the scenes and it's like you said, there's so many nods.
Yeah, there's a very methodical
this wasn't posh
layout to the way the movie is done, as haphazardly crazy as it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's as wackadoodle as it is, there's a solid fucking storyline there. All of the kind of heavy metal style comic book sections that happen in it, you know what I mean? They're not just thrown in there lightly. They're integral parts of backstory and plot. And fuck me, do they look good when they're in there.
And I just, like, I don't want anybody to look at it and go, oh, well, it's low budget. Fuck this. Like, it, like, all of that makes it such a good film, you know?
Adds the aesthetic of it.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. Anyway, highly recommended from all four of us. We'll give you our ratings when we come back. But as I said, I'm sure you can fucking figure out what they are. But we'll be back after the trailer for Psycho Goreman. Bloody enjoy it, because God knows we did.
Many moons ago, a nameless evil was imprisoned in a place far beyond reach.
Hurry up!
If he were ever to be released, it would spell certain doom for all existence.
Is that fear I smell? Your planet will be torn to pieces, and I will treat your angry screams as I rip.
Is this yours? Speak?
Oh my god.
The gem of Paraxidike. Whoever wields it is able to command me.
Go over there and wait for us to come back in the morning.
You will suffer an eternity for this.
Mom, Dad, I want you to meet Psycho Goreman, or PG for short.
I will bathe in your blood.
Don't worry.
Be worried. Slow down!
He's gonna kill everybody.
Not unless I tell him to.
What did you three maniacs get up to?
This is getting a little weird.
This sick game must come to an end. She will enslave the galaxy into endless servitude. Kill him!
Cool.
The ultimate evil has awoken.
There's a new god in town, and his name? Psycho Goreman. It was nice meeting you.
It would be nicer if you were dead.
All right, bye.
Oh yeah. She's like,
back to the studio. That was the trailer for Psycho Goreman. Thanks to everyone who's been joining in tonight for some fucking morbidly marvelous, mighty morphin monster movies. Oh yeah, that was a sentence.
Like sidetracking of conversations.
Yeah, we took some turns, and it was
every
there was detours,
episode
and we got off.
we take some turns, but god damn it, we do get down there at the end. Nobody says the road trip that is our podcast
our GPS.
A fucking adventure as well. Do you know what I mean? You never know where we can land up.
Yes.
That's it. Anyway, ratings from everyone for Psycho Goreman, although I feel I can be psychic
head.
on this. I'm doing a onesies. Ones for me's, please. Ones. Chalk it down. Onesies. One.
Yeah, I think definitely one giant, great big gore for this.
Oh fuck yeah! I'm doing like a hard ass one.
I'm not.
This was fucking awesome.
depicting that. Go on.
I am. Just
okay. Yeah, I'm not depicting that either.
I'll give a nice, easy, steady 1. No hard, no ass, just a 1.
Got it.
A soft
4 ones equals 4.
Not committing to that.
For the Gorecast rating it is, which equals get it in your face right now. Go rent it, shove it in your fucking eye holes. It's a doozy.
Oh,
it's really good. It's really good. Anyway.
And it kind of makes you want to go back and watch some Power Rangers. Like, I'm not gonna lie, dude.
It was good.
Is that the first 2 out of 3 4-star movies?
No. I don't
in one
think
episode?
So. Or maybe it is, actually.
No?
No, I have a vague recollection
sure.
of another 4-star one. I think it was last week.
Yeah, we definitely did another 4-star one.
No, I'm saying there was 2 of them, though. I don't think there was 2
No,
in
that
one
hasn't happened
episode.
yet. It's unprecedented.
That's what I'm saying. We are making history, folks.
Anyway, that's it from us for tonight. Myself and Giz are going to be over on American Horrors. Oh, no, sorry. Before that, coming up this Sunday on the podcast, we are doing a very special Valentine's Day episode of Original versus Remake, where the 4 of us are going to be there. And we're going to be reviewing Original versus Remake, My Bloody Valentine. And we might chuck a 3rd movie in just for the sake of Valentine's Day. So we have our 3 movies. I don't know. I haven't decided on that yet.
Oh, there's what was the boy's name?
Valentine. I know exactly what you're on about. It's highly underappreciated.
David
Boreanaz. I fucking love
go.
that movie. It's highly underappreciated.
Fucking ruined The Crow, Wicked Friend.
Hang on a fucking...
he fucked up Crow.
Hang on a minute. If anything, he was the only good thing about that fucking movie. Edward Furlong fucked up The Crow.
No. Okay, hold on. Wait a fucking minute. It was collectively fucked up by everybody, like, except for Dennis Hopper.
Also, hang on a minute. How's Tara Reid getting off the fucking hook on this? She shagged it up.
I just said.
I said every motherfucker.
Sorry, chat. We'll get around to doing our outros in a moment.
Just when we think we can reach our destination, the 2 lads decided that we're going to different parking lots.
I'm just saying, like,
fill up real quick.
If you're gonna shit on like Crow, God, what was that? 4, 5, 12? Who knows?
No.
If you're gonna fucking shit on Crow, then it's everybody but Dennis Hopper. So that's David. That's fucking
David
Reed,
Boreanaz was way more tolerable than anybody else in that fucking movie, bar Dennis Hopper. And the only reason, I said bar Dennis Hopper.
Yeah,
I'm just like, there was a shit ton of people that should have just said no.
Tito Ortiz was in it for some reason. The stupid idiot.
You wouldn't say that to his face. He'd mangle you.
No, he would punch me in the face and I'd cry.
You wouldn't even cry. That's the thing. I don't think you'd have time to cry. You just wake up in a hospital.
Oh, I'd be dead.
I feel like young Tito Ortiz. Fuck no, I wouldn't say it. Now Tito Ortiz, like, his back hurts.
I am not a tough man. If he has any training and any fighting, he will kick my ass.
He's Tito fucking Ortiz. Yeah. He has all of the training and all of the fighting.
I'm fat. I'm out of shape. I can't run. My knee hurts all the time. He will kill me.
And it's like tired Tito Ortiz.
I don't care.
I can fucking scrap, man. That guy would rearrange my fucking mug. I wouldn't know what happened. My arse would be in my elbow.
You know what? Let him punch a cripple. Who's going to be the bad guy? Did I lose or did
you? Did, because you got your head knocked in by Tito Ortiz.
Right.
But I've seen Almost an Angel. It's allowed if you're sitting down as well.
Okay, that's not fair because I'm always sitting down. That's not a win.
If you're sitting down then and you don't move from the chair.
Yeah, if he just sits. If he just pulls up. If he just pulls up a chair and sits down, and only goes from waist up, that's a pretty fair. Well, it's not a fair fight because he'll rearrange you, but I mean, as in like.
Okay. Oh, so here lies the issue. Roll the fuck back an inch out of reach. There you go. Problem solved. You can talk shit and not get punched. Therein lies the problem with the fucking Angel movie. I did not understand that. Why? Put your brakes on in reach. Roll back. Hey, Giz, fuck you, ho, 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 because you can't reach me. That was stupid in its own right.
Are we talking about something else? I don't know where we're going.
I feel all Ortiz would do is just shuffle the chair forward. You roll back, he shuffle. You roll back, he shuffle. Eventually, he's going to be able to shuffle faster than you. He's a fucking trained MMA fighter.
He's an old, trained, bad back MMA fighter. I'm just saying, dude. I will wheel my ass home before he shuffle forward to punch me. I ain't afraid to like talk shit from a distance. All right,
dude. The distance would want to be over the internet.
Hi, where are we? Over the internet.
What if he decides he doesn't need the chair and he just runs up and just hops in your lap? His legs are still out of the equation.
Then you're a dick for punching a guy in a wheelchair.
But technically, you're both in the wheelchair now.
You know what? Fuck it. Either way, I'm good.
I hope he shows up in your house.
He hops in the wheelchair. Oh my!
I heard what you were saying about me on that internet.
Oh my
show.
God! It'd be like the fucking Hangover.
It'd
be like the Hangover. We'd feel really bad for you, but would it also be like, oh my God, that was so fucking cool.
Watch the show and beat my ass. So fuck it. We're on both.
I want to see it.
As I said, dude, it'd be like the Hangover. It's not that we want to see you hurt, but it's just that would be a magical moment that can't be ever.
And I will fucking own. Hey, so Tito Ortiz watches our shit. This is why I know, because he beat my ass.
As long as you get it on film.
Upside, Tito Ortiz watches our shit.
Oh. Somebody at Tito Ortiz.
Anyway, I think we're ending the show.
Anyway, now that it's been decided, this Sunday, join myself, Giz, Carter, and Buzz for a very special Valentine's Day episode of the podcast where we're going to be doing an original versus remake of My Bloody Valentine, and we'll be reviewing David Boreanaz in a much better movie than The Crow 4 called Valentine.
I don't know if I haven't seen that one yet, so.
I say much better movie, but it's a very low bar, if you know what I mean. But I like this. I think it's very underappreciated.
That's like comparing ice cream to a pile of
It's one of those.
I feel like Crow 4.
It's one of those
really
slasher movies
low.
that came out post Scream, where they're all trying to do their own thing but stick to the Scream format, if you know what I mean. And a whole slew of them came out in one go, and this kind of got lost in the mix a little bit. Don't get me wrong, it's not a fucking masterpiece by any means, but it's pretty good.
Was this while he was doing his own thing with like Buffy Angel, or
I want to say after Crow, before Bones, if I was to give it a fucking era.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, and I think he would have been pretty fresh out of Buffy, actually. Come to think of it, give or take. Anyway. Coming up on Tuesday, Buzz and Carter are going to be doing the missing episode of Gojira. 1958 versus... and also, next Thursday, we are going to be doing a Firefly-themed episode where we're going to be reviewing season 1 and customer... We'll do season 1 of Firefly. We'll do Serenity, and we'll find some other spacey horror movie that fits into the zone of all that kind of thing. So that's going to be that for the rest of the week. If you haven't been to the stream before and you haven't hit the subscribe button, there's a subscribe button down there below, which would be very handy if you hit it, because you get to know when all of the shows are going live, especially if you hit the bell, which, from what I've run through my statistical computer, 25% of the time works every time.
Max Panther.
Hey, so that Valentine was during Angel and Buffy.
Well, as I said, it was near his end of Angel and Buffy run, so that'll, or as I said, it was close to it, so close that he was still doing it. That'll do.
I was curious.
That'll do. Yeah. Anyway, this Sunday, as is customary on a Sunday night over in American Horrors, 8:30 p.m. CST, and whatever that equates to is GMTs, myself and Giz are going to be over doing a Valentine's Day special as we get a little bit lubed up, settle down for the night, and get glued to some chairs. as we review some of the most plot-driven, which I'm using loosely, horror porno out there. We're not going to. It's not going to be all like these tits are great and oh she was so good and that blowjob was amazing. This is going to be proper movie reviews of horror porn parodies of very famous horror movies. Which is going to be an interesting one. Nearly went blind. Fucking sort. At one stage, it's like, why do I even have pants? They're merely a fucking modern construct to chain man. To chain man down. That's a joke, but it ties into the promo that's going to be coming up. As I said, check us out 8:30 p.m. CST and whatever that equates to is GMT. So it's about 2:30 in the morning. Use channel code AMHOR to add American Horrors to your Roku listings. If you don't have Roku, you can watch on AmericanHorrors.com, StrictlyStreaming.com, or if you got the Tubi TVs, from what I understand, everyone in America does. We're on that, so you can check that out. Here's the promo, and we'll catch you all soon.
They used to.
Jesus Christ, that.
No.
There we go. Okay, let's try that again because all of the buttons got hit somehow there. I had a case of the fat fingers. Anyway, we'll catch you all Sunday for the double Valentine's Day specials between podcast and TV show. And other than that, here's the promo. We'll catch you all during the weekend. Toodaloo, peeps.
Dude, look what just got delivered. Let's go. Oh my God, what are you doing? Doing research. I'm doing research. Yeah. Why are you researching with no pants on? Well, if you're going to do research, you might as well do it properly. And I'm watching very specific horror porn for this week's Valentine's Day episode. Yes. Yeah.
That's not a bad idea for an episode, actually. Join myself in the case this Sunday, 8:30 p.m. CST, whatever that equates to is GMT's, only on American Horrors for our Valentine's Day special, where we're getting down and dirty and talking about some horror porno.
Who are you talking to? Shut up.
Don't forget, if you enjoy our Madcap Gorecast horror hijinks, we stream 3 nights a week over on YouTube, Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays, where you can see a little bit of this. Turd spoon, god damn, I knew there was something I wanted to bring up in the... God damn, I don't know what a fucking turd spoon is, but I'm mad to...
Yeah, pretty in-depth.
Most definitely some of this.
With a new 2009 twist. She pulls out of her vagina.
I'll give it to her, though, because, like, you know how, like, magicians kind of, like, do something and they pause dramatically? She took that dramatic pause.
And occasionally, some of this.
Our favorite Halloween movies.
What's up, Gorecasters? Welcome back here to the Gorecast. Yeah, okay, I'm here. I'm back.